Chat. What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Dylan back with another reaction. And yeah, I didn't start full screen. I just lost the whole reaction that we were supposed to watch. But it's whatever. We found another one. And today we have the worst war crimes each country has committed by a talking hat. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. All the links in the description. Let's go.
China. Imagine you're a university student in Beijing and it's the spring of 1989. For weeks now, you and thousands of other students have...
Wait, what? Sorry, I was like half cracking my toes and zoned out.
China. Imagine you're a university student in Beijing and it's the spring of 1989.
Okay, so the first thing that's different, I went to college. That's the first difference with this video. Okay. Imagine I went to college. You could have just said that. Got it.
9. For weeks now, you and thousands of other students have been gathering peacefully in a public square, demanding democratic reform.
That didn't sound very peaceful.
For the past years, students struggled with inflation, housing shortages, and unfair treatment from government corruption and elite privilege.
What the fuck?
Housing shortages and unfair treatment.
Why are we using him? Chat, I was like halfway paying attention because I was moving stuff out the way to put my controller back on the charger. Why? Out of everyone you could have used. The one... Huh?
From government corruption and elite privilege. The only true beacon of hope for students at the time was Hu Yaobang, a senior party leader in China who actually supported free speech and political reform. However, unfortunately, Hu's progressiveness was seen as leniency and political weakness, which led to him getting removed by the very people he helped serve. With this deep betrayal, humiliation, and isolation, Hu would later on pass away from a heart attack while literally in the midst of a political party meeting. And so, that's why you're here. Ever since April 15th, the same day that Hu passed, you and millions of other people have been mourning his departure while demanding reform.
Confused. So what's the...
You're not violent, you're not armed.
Oh! I think I know what is this the one where they were running people over with tanks? Is that what this is? I just connected the dots. Is that what this is? Well, I don't know they're running people over.
You're just a bunch of young people. It was like that one picture with the dude in the tank. Is that what this is? But on the night of June 3rd, everything changes. As you casually get ready for another round of peaceful protesting in the square, you see tanks rolling in. Let me repeat.
I knew it.
After a casual protest,
I knew it. I knew it. The dots started clicking, everything started cycling. I knew that's what this was. I had a feeling. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, I didn't know this kind of was a war crime. I thought it was like shitty.
You literally see hundreds of tanks and tens of thousands of soldiers appear out of nowhere.
I've heard about that. I think we talked about this in school.
Then you think
I heard
they're
about it. I don't
probably
know.
just trying to intimidate you without actually hurting anybody. But that idea quickly dissipates.
I noticed like a picture of it.
Those same tanks
one dude
and run over protesters.
They were running people over? I thought they were there for like a fear. Oh shit. Oh, I didn't know they were actually cooking people. Damn, that's crazy.
Soldiers unleashed on the crowd. This atrocity is known as the
Tiananmen
Tiananmen Square Massacre.
That was that picture.
Chaos. This atrocity is known as the Tiananmen Square.
This is what I was talking about. It was like the one dude in front of all the tanks. This was the picture I was talking about. Hold on. Yeah, this picture right here. Yeah.
Where massacre.
I've heard about this one.
You try to run, but there's chaos everywhere. Bodies drop on the ground left and right. Students
hold on. So how is this that's rough? Like, I mean, yeah, it gets worse. The United States did some crazy shit, but like, that's rough?
Free their friends, crushed underneath tank tracks, and, what's that? None of this ever happened. I'm just a crazy person.
They tried to wipe it from history.
United States. It's 2000.
We're only second? It gets worse?
3, and you were detained in Iraq during the US occupation.
Wait, guess what?
It's 2003, and you
Hey, I
were
was just
detained in
born.
Iraq during the US
Couldn't have been
occupation.
me.
Honestly, you don't really even know what you've been accused
I
of.
probably wasn't even born
Maybe
yet.
you were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Maybe someone gave the Americans your name, or maybe you're a straight-up war criminal. Nonetheless,
Nah,
it
they
doesn't
just saw
matter
you.
now. The American soldiers strip you upon arrival and throw you into a freezing cell. Sounds comfy, right?
No.
Well, that's just the beginning, because the humiliation starts immediately. The soldiers
Oh, was
force
it the
you and other
torture?
prisoners to do things that I can't mention on YouTube.
Talking hat, bro. Why are you using these people? First it was Epstein, now Diddy. What are we doing, bro? What are we doing? What are we doing,
While they
bro?
watch, laugh, and take pictures. If you refuse, then they'll do even worse things to you. For example, some nights they'll tie a rope around your area and drag you across the concrete floor. The pain is excruciating, but your screams only encourage them. Other nights, they bring dogs into your cell and lock you there inside with them, while they tear you to shreds. As for sleep, well, it becomes impossible, because every time you start to drift.
And they weren't even doing this to get anything out of you. They were just doing it to do it. That's how fucked up this. They were just doing it to fucking do it, bro.
Off, soldiers bang on your cell door or blast music at deafening volumes, blurring your days together in exhausted delirium. Then they'll force you
Until you
into
literally
stress
like died of
positions
sleep
for hours,
deprivation,
making you extend your arms, balance on one leg, or just hold a generally uncomfortable pose until your muscles eventually give out. And as you could probably guess, when you collapse, they punish you and make you start again. Some individuals were forced to wear hoods and stand on boxes with wires attached to their fingers. Soldiers told them, if you step off the box, you'll be electrocuted. The wires actually weren't capable of doing that, but the prisoners had no idea.
No, bro. Shit about this country is crazy, bro. They just had ropes on their fingers. They just had little strings on their fingers. It's like, hey, if you move, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Psychological torture. Yeah. Horrifying.
Idea of knowing that, and they'd be
That's bro. That's why I'm like honestly, I have a fear of people who are really good manipulators and people who are like really good at lying. Like, bro, the way people can just like tell you whatever, and sometimes it will be like going with it. Nah, bro. Nah, I can't. I can't mess with y'all demons. Can't mess with y'all, bro. Not doing that shit.
forced to stay on the box for nearly an entire night. This atrocity is the Abu Ghraib. It was disguised as intelligence gathering, and in 2004, photographs of the
gathering
cruelty leaked to the
anything.
public
Thank you.
and shocked the world, leading several soldiers to being
Wait.
caught.
I'm not gonna show it. But y'all are gonna know based off my reaction. I'll go incognito. Um, what the fuck? Ew. Chat. Chat. Mind you, these are on Wikipedia. So like, if you want to look at these, you can. Chat, she's smiling over somebody who was tortured until he was unalived, bro. She's kneeled down, like, over a body, gang. Chat, this is actually like, nah, bro. Nah, bro. I'm not. I regret my decision. Nah, bro. What?
Nonetheless, many
What?
victims never received justice for what was done to
No,
them.
bro. That was.
Belgium.
Oh my god. Chat, if y'all go look that up, do it on your own. Like, viewer discretion is heavily. Actually, don't. Viewer discretion isn't even advised. I advise you to don't look at it at all. Save your innocence, save your soul. I did it for y'all so I could report back to you if it was really that bad. It's so bad, bro. What the fuck?
You and your partner run from the horde of cannibalistic soldiers chasing you.
Huh?
You're fortunate enough to find a building to lock yourselves into, so you quickly slam the door shut and board it up with your partner to temporarily fend off a violent militia of heavily armed youths as they bang on it to try to break it down. For some context on the situation, you two are both United Nations employees who were placed on patrol in the Ituri region of the Democratic Republic of Congo. You're unarmed, isolated, and surrounded by a cannibalistic militia. Your only chance of
why you send me in there? First of all, why you sending me anywhere that has a militia and I ain't got nothing? And then they're cannibalistic? I don't got a Gen 5 with a switch? I need to be in there. Chat. I need to be in there. Stay back. Actually, chat. I hear cannibalistic militia. The switch ain't coming off. The whole time I'm. And then when you run out, here's what you do when you run out of bullets. It's so much faster than reloading. Take this. Throw it at him. And then you take this. You just launch it, bro. That's what you do. You got two. Because then once you take the mag out, you got two things to use. You got the mag, then it's going to hit them and go, what the fuck? And then by the time they look up, you got to like really like caught back. Like all you got, bro. Works every time. And then when they go down, you take their gun and keep going. It's that simple. Call of Duty told you it's always faster to switch to your secondary. Really, it's always faster to just throw it at them. Honestly, I feel like if people start throwing their guns more, less rappers die. Right? Less rappers are unalived. Because think about it. Most of the time when they be in them shootouts, either somebody had a reload or somebody blick jammed, bro. Just hone it. You might still like get blicked, but like they gonna look at you and be like, "You just throw your blick at me?" And yeah. Or they might get distracted. Yo, man, they come up
your radio, which you desperately scream into. You and your partners tell the United Nations that they need to come quickly to pick you up because you're both
United Nations mission in Congo had already warned their headquarters. They called again saying, "Get us out of here. We're going to get Blake." Yeah, bro.
in grave danger. Lucky enough for you, the base is only a couple of miles away.
Miles?
It's so close by that you could probably just drive to it, but driving your car through an armed militia is just way too dangerous. So you need a helicopter to pick you up, but once again, it's close by, so at least they'll be swift with the pickup, right?
No. Takes 3 days.
You wait 6 whole.
You're telling me the base is like down the street and I had to wait almost a week for you to come get me? I'm mad, bro. I'm so mad.
Despite the base just being a 30-minute drive away, when the helicopter finally arrives, it's way.
The base was 35 minutes away and it took them 6 days to get a helicopter over there. 35 minutes. 6 days. 35 minutes. 6 whole days. At that point, just drive through them.
Too late. Your bodies are found in a bush, both missing their brains, hearts, livers, and even. They were all carved out of your bodies and eaten. And this is just one horror story from the.
They were actual dick eaters. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro. I know this is actual people. but chat, the only things that were taken were their head, hearts, and their dicks. They were genuine dick eaters, bro. I'm sorry.
Puri conflict. Militias engaged in ritualistic ritualism. Villages were massacred, children were kidnapped, and forced to end their neighbors' lives and become soldiers. Now, you're probably wondering why this is listed under Belgium instead of the Congo. The reason's brief. Although devastating, the Ituri conflict was just one small war within a much larger catastrophe. It was part of the Second Congo War, which I don't know if you know this, but yeah. Africa had its own world war. It lasted 5 years and an estimated 5.4 million people passed away from it, making it the most horrible conflict since World War II. And Belgium created the conditions for this bloodbath. When King Leopold II colonized the Congo in the 1880s, he turned the entire country into his personal rubber farm. Congolese people were forced to harvest rubber under threat of harm. If they didn't meet quotas, soldiers would cut off their hands, feet, or end their families. From King Leopold's atrocities alone, between 8 and 10 million lives in the Congo were robbed. After the country finally achieved independence, Belgium still went out of its way to sabotage the Congo by assassinating its leader and melting his body in a vat of acid, because he spoke against Belgium's corruption. A Belgian officer...
Wait. They melted his body in what?
Congo were robbed. After the country finally achieved independence, Belgium still went out of its way to sabotage the Congo by assassinating its leader and melting his body in a vat of acid.
Where do you get a vat of acid to dissolve a body? Question number 1. What an evil mad scientist, bro?
Because he spoke against Belgium's corruption. A Belgian officer even took the Prime Minister's tooth as a trophy for the successful sabotage.
Okay, you're sadistic.
Years of this non-stop disruption created the unstable Congo that we all know today.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code.
You have a loose brain.
Japan. You're a Chinese civilian occupied in Manchuria, enjoying a late-night breeze beside your home. And then randomly, Japanese soldiers arrive at your village without warning, accuse you of theft, and then throw you into a truck with dozens of others, Chinese civilians. You're confused about your crime. You've been at your house for the entire...
Man, fuck ICE, but like that just... They're doing the same shit, bro. That's just stupid shit. Like, I know a lot of people probably share the same sentiment. I hate when people with a badge act so big and bad behind that badge, bro. Take it off. I dare you. Take off the badge, drop the blick, take off the belt. I promise you, you're getting Superman kicked or Superman punched, super kicked. It don't matter, bro. Oh my God, I could probably call 15 people right here, right now, that got that little itch to swing on it, bro. I promise you, bro. Fuck them niggas, bro. Like the people that get like jobs as like cops or ICE to literally just be a dick, you know, an actual scumbag piece of shit, bro. You're actually disgusting. You're actually disgusting, and I don't wish this on anybody. I hope they put you under the
entire day. You're sure it's just a minor mix-up that'll be cleared once you get to the police station.
Nope.
But you don't ever arrive to the police station. Instead, you're transported to a remote facility hours away. When you arrive at the compound, you're no longer given a name. You're rather assigned a number, and the soldiers begin calling you a log, as if you're not human at all. You're stripped, examined, and locked in a small cell. The building is cold, sterile, and clinical.
The US
you see doctors in white coats walk past your cell, discussing something. You can't understand what they're saying because it's in Japanese, but you can't help to feel uneasy as it's obvious that they're talking about you. They bring you out of your cell and into a different room. One of the doctors sits you onto a chair and caresses your face while saying something in Japanese. Then, out of nowhere, he begins injecting something into your body while prison guards hold you tight. You feel violated at first, but when you see what's happening to the other prisoners, you quickly realize that you got it easy.
Bro.
Through the windows of other rooms, you see prisoners scream as they're open and harvested without anesthesia. More prisoners on the other side are frozen to the point of frostbite. Then doctors and guards smash their limbs to pieces with sticks and batons. You get a quick peek of the window outside, where you see a group of...
Like the first prison, it was bad. Yeah. But those are probably actual prisoners, I think. If I remember. I don't remember. Granted, it was so terrible, like torture, These were innocent people that they just went and were like, because we feel like it, we're going to throw you in the back of this van and this is what's going to happen to you. Like, what? What, bro?
Prisoners all tied to a pole while trying desperately to break free as doctors and soldiers throw grenades at them. And as if that's not already terrible enough, there are things that you witness that are just simply too horrible to even mention on YouTube. You finally arrive back at your cell. Doctors with clipboards watch you, and when you sit down, you start feeling sick. That's when you realize that they've just injected you with a number of diseases. The bubonic plague, cholera, typhoid, and so on. You instantly develop a fever.
They injecting people with the bubonic plague? What the fuck?
Then chills, then you begin vomiting. As days pass, you become unbelievably thirsty, but you're too tired to even stand. Your body is riddled from head to toe in thick, swollen lumps, and fluids begin leaking out of your body's orifices. They watch you deteriorate through the cell window, taking notes on clipboards without giving you any treatment. You're just observed, recorded, and studied like a lab rat, until they bring another prisoner into your room and force them to do something horrible to your deteriorating body. At the end of it, you're no longer alive, and the new prisoner is now infected with what you had, and the cycle repeats. This was Unit 731, and between 1936 and 1945, an estimated thousands to hundreds of thousands of people passed away from their experiments on biological warfare. But at least the doctors that conducted these atrocities were arrested and sent to jail,
Thank
right?
God.
Yeah, no. After the war, many of the doctors who conducted these experiments were granted immunity by the US in exchange.
Bro, I hate this fucking country. Oh my God, that just pissed me all the way off, bro. They granted them immunity. It's gonna be a long video.
For their research data, and none were ever prosecuted for their crimes. At the very least, these doctors must have found some very valuable information if the US allowed them all to walk free in exchange for it, right? Yeah. No, again. It turns out most of the data was really basic, redundant, or just purely unusual because the experiments were poorly done.
So they did the
Essentially,
shit
it
for
was just
fun
a
and
bunch
got
of
to walk
psychopaths
for
doing
it,
psychotic
bro.
things and pretending that they were doing it in the name of research. Germany.
Hundreds
You
of
probably already know about
thousands
this
of
event,
people.
and I don't really think YouTube will let me talk about it that much. So here are some fun facts about, paparazzi Germany. During World War II, Coca-Cola couldn't get syrup into Germany because of political complications.
Coca-Cola.
They were only able to use whatever available ingredients they had in the country. They tried their best to recreate Coke, but it came out orange and sweeter, and that's how Fanta was born. Also, the
Seriously?
paparazzi banned jazz music. They called it...
Wait. Oh. I did not know that.
degenerate because of the...
Wait a minute. You telling me orange soda was made by the paparazzi? Damn. That should be hitting too.
cultures that loved and mainly consumed it, but many high-ranking German leaders secretly loved jazz and would listen to it in private as a guilty pleasure, even as they publicly condemned it. Also, apparently, Germans back then were very obsessed with finding the mythical lost city of Atlantis. They sent expeditions around the world searching for it, believing it would prove their stupid extremist theories. And lastly, the angry mustache guy was born on 4/20. So
I do know that.
Pretty weird.
I do know that. Ant walkers?
The day starts
I've never seen a talking hat video that says viewer beware. What are we getting into?
like any other. You're going about your day arguing with your brother about how any JoJo character absolutely wipes the floor with Gojo, when suddenly loud ear-piercing sirens blare across the city. You and your brother quickly get ready to evacuate the area, but then the sirens quickly stop. You look up and see only one American B-29 bomber in the sky. You thought it was an air raid of hundreds of planes, but nope, it's a false alarm, probably just a reconnaissance flight for a solo pilot, which honestly, it's no big deal to you. So you and your brother carry on
IRL
with the
spirit
argument.
bomb.
Just a few seconds after that, the sky explodes and you go blind. A light brighter than 1,000 suns erupts above the city, and in that instant, the temperature at ground zero reaches 7,000 degrees Fahrenheit. People directly beneath the blast are...
Is this Nagasaki and Hiroshima? Because honestly, if this even is the case, the U.S. is a terrible country. That means we're involved in 3 of these now.
vaporized instantly. Their bodies turned to ash and burned into shadows on walls and sidewalks. But you...
An IQ of 85 to 115 is considered average in the US.
An IRL spirit bomb.
You're lucky. You're far enough away that you
You're not
survived the
lucky.
initial blast, but unfortunately, at the same time, you're close enough to
Radiation.
witness the horrors that come next.
Oh.
The
That
shockwave
too.
flattens everything.
Yeah.
Every building around you collapses. Fires ignite across the city and also its people. As your sight slowly returns to you, you see
If
men
you
and
survive that, what are you, Superman? Oh my god.
women on fire, so desperate to get away from the heat that they jump into rivers and lakes to seek relief. But sadly, the heat is so intense that those same bodies of water begin to boil to extreme temperatures, immediately cooking alive anybody who jumps into it. You stumble through the ruins, trying to find your brother, trying to find help, trying to find anyone.
Your brother's
And then,
gone, gang.
That's when you see them. The Antwalkers. These were people who were so badly burned that their skin had melted off their bodies, hanging in strips from their arms and legs. They had no eyes and red skin, giving them a strikingly similar resemblance to a walking skeleton. Hordes of them walk slowly in single file lines with their arms held out in front of them to keep their raw, exposed flesh from touching anything. They try to cry and scream, but the only noise they emit is something akin to a loud, wispy locust hum. They continue following each other in a single line, moving toward nothing, going nowhere, with most of them not even knowing where they are anymore. The only thing that snaps your mind away from this horrific scene is the sound of tap dancing. You quickly look to the left, only to see a skinless man missing his feet running toward you. He's walking on his exposed tibia bone because all the flesh has been burned away from his feet. Each step makes a horrible tapping sound against the pavement, fracturing his bones and grinding them against the ground.
Ew, stop.
He doesn't interact with you. He simply runs past you. With the amount of focus
Oh my god, this is
bad. You quickly realize that he's searching for someone, perhaps a loved one. And as suddenly as he appeared, he disappears into the fiery smoke. Then, you wake up. You're 86 years old now, but the tragic atrocities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki that robbed you of your brother and over 200,000 civilians of their lives will never leave your mind. It can't. It may serve as an edgy internet joke for online trolls nowadays, but that was your life. It was your reality, and even decades later, it is a hell you can never escape. At the time, the nukes weren't considered a war crime. The US argued it was necessary to end the war, but by today's standards, the deliberate targeting of civilian populations with weapons of such indiscriminate destruction would definitely be classified as a war crime.
Yeah,
War,
1,000,000%.
corruption, and cruelty are all terrible things. They're committed by every country and by ordinary people who convince themselves that cruelty is justified or that the enemy deserves it, that their cause makes it acceptable.
Piece of shit.
But the enemy isn't an animal, nor is the enemy an alien.
It's another breathing human being.
Is still human. A human that still feels things, thinks to themselves,
that
and has memories.
Can understand.
No human deserves any of this. Treat others how you...
What the fuck, bro? Chat, I hope y'all enjoyed that one. I was not expecting it to go there, to be honest with you. If you don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. All my other channels and links are down in the description, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.